What are the experts saying about real estate? What are the experts saying about the villages? We're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about the market update. What is happening in the villages the last 7 days? So happy October 13th, 2023. Glenn Stein, broker owner, realty executives in the villages. Super proud of our people, our company, number one in the villages. Again, pretty much for the last 15 years, we've got over 23% market share in the villages MLS. And the next closest company is going to be about 16, 17%. And I'm excited. We've got great people here. So if you have questions about who to use, who to hire, 352-572-3796, 352-572-3796. And just let me know. We're located, we got a couple of offices, one on 466 across from Laurel Manor. And we have an office down in the Coleman area, close to Finney, the southern office over there as well. So, all right. So what are the experts saying? Well, 2023 year-end home price forecast. So this is really interesting. You know, a lot of people are wondering, okay, what's next? What's happening with the market? There's a lot of turmoil in the world as usual. There's always something going on, of course. And we look at 2023 year-end home price forecast. This is, you know, we've got Zillow that says, 5.5% increase in pricing, Fannie Mae 3.9%, NAR, which is interesting, National Association of Realtors, actually predicting, a decline in home pricing. So most organizations, most experts are looking at a net positive. The average of all six of these expert organizations that have plenty of economists are saying there's going to be about a 3.3% increase in pricing. I tend to be super conservative anyway, and I'm looking at, pricing right now. And I would say, overall nationally, it makes sense that we would have a flat, pretty close to a flat pricing model between now and the end of the year, just based on interest rates going up for most people. Obviously in the villages, we're not as impacted, but still things around the world do impact us, mentally and psychologically. So that doesn't have an impact for sure. We all, locally, what we are seeing is increased inventory, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes for sure. Stay tuned for that. But this is what they're saying here. If you're still worried about the negative appreciation that NAR is talking about, it's obviously still not a big crash, right? If you're super worried about home prices falling, I'm not seeing anything here. If you look at the national information, I don't see anything here that says, oh my God, things are going to collapse and we've got to sell quickly. Like, sell now, because if you don't sell now, you're going to lose your shirt. I don't think that's anything that we're looking at right now. But, I think we're seeing what we thought we're going to see, which is very much a plateau, nothing super exciting. Prices still going up a little bit. Inventory going down, but now actually start rebounding, especially here in the villages. We start looking at inventory now going up. So we were at, we were in the lower 300s, and now we're creeping up. We're in the 330 plus mark. So that's definitely a little bit of a change for sure. I'm going to do a little share screen with you so you can see what I'm talking about. Take a look at what I want everybody to look at is, let's take a look at what's happening. Let's look at the 7-day numbers. The 7-day numbers essentially is saying 51 new listings in the villages on MLS and 42 price decreases. Not too much of a surprise. The 51 is a little bit more aggressive than what we've seen over subsequent weeks. We've seen a lot of different things. If you watched my videos in the past, you've seen a lot of different changes, but pending numbers at 40 is a little bit better than what we saw last week when we're looking at, probably in the, upper 20s. 40 is definitely a better number, but 40 is still less than the amount of new properties that are coming on the market, which is, you're looking at 51. So that is a change somewhat for sure. So a little bit more inventory on the market basically means a little bit more in options I don't see drastic change. I think I'm not that headline chasing type of person where I'm not going to tell you, hey, you know what, prices are dropping, you're going to collapse tomorrow. And I don't think prices are going to go straight through the roof. I think we're very much seeing a very boring marketplace. So for people who are trying to figure out, okay, what should I do? We're going to talk about that in a second. So, 340 properties on the market right now, which is, an increase of like from 3 or 4 weeks ago. We're in the lower, probably the 315 to 318 mark, and now we're at the 340 mark. So that's definitely something different. A little bit of an increase in inventory. Also, it's a little bit of a seasonal change. If you recall, I did this probably about a month ago, where we saw that September was one of the slower months as far as traffic, right? And I think that's what we're feeling right now that we're in the middle of October, some of those impacts. The other thing is that, okay, what should I do? You were a seller. What should I do? Should I sell? Should I hold? Should I rent? I think there is some validity to, if you have a property that is furnished and you're going to leave it, you're going to sell, you're thinking about selling where it's vacant. I think it does stand to, I think it's probably a good idea to actually consider renting and pick up some of the seasonal rent. We do have a property management wing for seasonal and long term. So if you have a question about that, you can connect with them. 352-753-7500, 352-753-7500. That's always an option. But if you're just like, I just want to sell it because I want to do something else with my money or buy something else, then now's an okay time. I think it's an okay time, right? Some people are like, oh, I'm going to wait until more people come in. And what tends to happen is you're going to probably wait about 4 or 5 months, and you're going to see more competition as far as listings. So I think there is an advantage to listing now and beating that push for additional inventory. Now, if you don't have to sell, then don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Are prices going to come down? I don't see them coming down drastically, in any big way. I think that we're probably looking at a very flattening, I think mostly a flat market for the next several years, mostly. And then thinking about buying, I think there's some opportunity. I would probably look at buying between now and maybe February, between now and February. I think there's going to be some opportunities. I think the longer days on market, which is something we've been seeing a little bit more of, some more days on market, gives buyers some advantages, but not tremendous. Not like you're going to get a steal, but you might get a little bit of an advantage, a little bit of a 5% discount because people were a little bit anxious to get their home sold. So I think there's some potential there for sure. One of the things I want you guys to look out for is that, especially locally, and if you do want this, let me know in the chat. The quarterly report that we will be, we just sent it out to the print shop today, so it should be coming out within 10 days. The quarterly report on Q3 in the villages is something we do. We do every quarter, right? The Realty Executives quarterly report. So if you want that, let me know. You can put that in the chat, or you could just stop by one of our open houses. Our agents have that. We'll have that as well, so you can connect with your favorite person that way too. The last thing I want to bring up is congratulations. We had a team of people that did really, really well with volunteering for the Alzheimer's event, the Alzheimer's walk this past weekend. And that went fabulously well. And Alzheimer's Local raised a ton of money. I don't have the exact amount in my mind, but lots of money. We donated and contributed $10,000 on our side. But it's something that's our give back type of thing. That's what we try to do. So I know actually they had the Alzheimer's Ocala walk this weekend. But if you ever want to get involved in that, and I recommend you do, I think it's a great organization. It's a great charity. Obviously, it impacts our community the most. So if you do want to get involved, just let us know. Connect with me at 352-572-3796. Also, the office at 352-753-7500. If you have questions about renting, if you have questions about should you own a home to rent it out, should I buy now, should I sell, and you just want to chat about it, give me a call, and I'd be happy to help. All right. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay safe. Take care.